Hello guys, hope you are keeping quite well. Once again I have come before you with a topic for the young learners, and that's a very important one. As you can see on the board, today I shall discuss before you the differences between sentences, phrases and clauses, and how we can change one phrase into clause. I hope that you will like this video, and if you like it, once again I would like to request you to like, share, subscribe to my channel and to press the bell buttons to get the notification from time to time. So please look at the board first. What is a phrase? Phrase is a group of words but not a complete sentence. It has no finite verbs. Actually, friends, we are living in the world of words. All the time people keep talking, we talk, we write, we discuss, we gossip, we argue, we debate. And how do we do all those things? We do them with the help of words. But sometimes these words are mere words, sometimes they are phrases, and sometimes they are clause or sentences. Now we have to know the differences between these three things. Phrase is a group of words, but it does not have any subject or predicate. It's just a combination of words. So we call them phrase. Let's come to the topic clause. Clause is a part of a longer sentence having subject and a finite verb. Clause is a part of a longer sentence having subject and a finite verb. That means there will be a long sentence and clause is a part of it. And you know that clause, there are three kinds of clauses: main clause, coordinate clause and subordinate clause. Main clause has no parts. Coordinate clause is used to make compound sentences, and we are not discussing today about coordinate clause. And subordinate clause, that means dependent clause, the clause that depends on main clause. This clause has three parts: adjective clause, noun clause and adverb clause. So all three clauses, adjective clause, noun clause and adverb clause, they have come from subordinate clause. It means that subordinate clause will work sometimes as adjective clause or relative clause, sometimes as noun clause or nominal clause, and sometimes as adverb clause. It means that adjective clause, noun clause and adverb clause, all three clauses cannot express their meaning independently. For meaning, they depend on main clause. And sentence. Sentence is a group of words having at least one finite verb and it stands on its own. It's a group of words having at least one finite verb and it stands on its own. Actually, the clause is also a sentence, but when it expresses its meaning alone, we call it main clause, and when this sentence depends on main clause, we call it subordinate clause. Remember, main clause expresses its meaning independently. That means it does not depend on any other part. Subordinate clause. Subordinate clause depends on main clause. Its parts are, I told you earlier, adjective clause, nominal clause, adverb clause. I am giving a very simple example. Let's take the example of adjective clause. Very easy example. I know the boy who came here yesterday. Now there are two parts. I know the boy. This is main clause because it has its separate meaning. And who came here yesterday? If we separate this part, who came here yesterday, it cannot express its meaning alone. So this we called subordinate clause. And who came here yesterday means the boy. Who came here yesterday means the boy. The boy is a noun. When a subordinate clause qualifies a noun or pronoun, we call it adjective clause. When a subordinate clause qualifies a noun or pronoun, we call it adjective clause or relative clause. Now let's see the example of the noun clause. Noun clause. I know that he will come today. Let's take this example. I know that he will come today. Now divide this this sentence. One part is I know, another part is that he will come today. Now that he will come today is placed. That he will come today is placed after the verb know, K-N-O-W, know. So this part, that he will come today, functioning as the object to the verb know. You ask the question, this know verb, what do I know? What do I know? The answer is that he will come today. That he will come today. So when we ask the verb question with what and whom, and get the answer, that answer is object. That answer is object. I know that he will come today. What do I know? That he will come today. So this long sentence, that he will come today, is functioning as the object to the verb know. So this is an object to the verb know. It is functioning as a noun, and because it is a sentence, it is noun clause. It is noun clause object to the verb. This is noun clause object to the verb. Now we shall deal with the example of taking an example of adverb clause. A very common example. When my work is finished, I will go to market. Or when the clock strikes 9, I will stop teaching. When the clock strikes 9, I will stop teaching. So when the clock strikes 9, this part qualifies the verb stop. When the clock strikes 9, then what will happen? I will stop teaching. Stop is the verb. So this sent part, when the clock strikes 9, this qualifies the verb stops. This qualifies the verb stops. When this, the subordinate clause qualifies a verb, it becomes an adverb clause. This becomes an adverb clause. Actually, there is no difference between noun and noun clause, adjective and adjective clause, adverb and adverb clause. The only difference is an adjective is a noun, an adjective is just a word, adjective clause is a sentence. A noun is just a word and a noun clause is a sentence. An adverb is just a word and adverb clause is a sentence. The interesting thing is that phrase has also three parts, same parts: adjective phrase, adjective, the noun phrase, and adverb phrase. And you know the difference. Clause is a sentence, it has subject predicate. Phrase is a group of words, it has no subject predicate, but function is same. You can look at the changes here. He expects to get a prize. To get a prize is a noun phrase. To get a prize is noun phrase because this part is this, the 1, 2, 3, 4 words. They are also the object to the verb expects. Object to the verb expects. So this is noun phrase. And if we expand it, it will become he expects that he will get a prize. He expects that he will get a prize. That he will get a prize is doing the same thing. It is working as an object to the verb expects. This is noun clause. To get a prize was noun phrase, and that he will get a prize is noun clause. Again, she wore a ring made of diamond. Made of diamond is adjective phrase because it qualifies the noun ring. Made of diamond, adjective phrase because it qualifies the noun ring. Well, let's expand it. She wore a ring which is made of diamond. Which is made of diamond. Now, which is made of diamond, this subordinate clause qualifies the same noun, that is ring. Now it is adjective clause. Now it is adjective clause. Third example. On his return, we asked him many questions. On his return is a phrase, and on his return qualifies the verb asked. On his return qualifies the verb asked. So this is adverb phrase. This is adverb phrase. If we expand it, make it lengthy, the longer form, on his return is changed into when he returned. When he returned, we asked him many questions. When he returned, we asked him many questions, and when he returned is a subordinate clause because it cannot express its meaning alone. When he returned qualifies the verb asked. When we returned, what happened? We asked. Asked is a verb. This subordinate clause qualifies a verb. So this is adverb clause. Like an adverb, it is also qualifying a verb. So this is an adverb clause. So you can see that every time we can change a phrase into clause, and we can shorten it also from clause to phrase. I am giving some more example to show you how we can change a phrase into clause. Let's first take the example of adjective phrase. He wore a turban made of silk. Made of silk is adjective phrase. We can change into he wore a turban which was made of silk. Again, he carried a sword stained with blood. It can be expanded into clause like he carried a sword which was stained with blood. Another example of adjective phrase, Nelson was a boy without fear. Without fear is adjective phrase. It qualifies the noun boy. Nelson was a boy without fear. We can expand it. Nelson was a boy who had no fear or who was fearless. That is adjective clause. Let's take the example of three examples of noun phrase and its expansion also. His father wished to speak to the headmaster. His father wished to speak to the headmaster. This to speak to the headmaster is noun phrase. We can change it. His father wished that he would talk to the headmaster, that he would speak to the headmaster. Now it becomes noun clause. Another example, I should hate to do such a thing. I should hate to do such a thing. To do such a thing is the noun phrase. It has come after the verb hate. It's a noun phrase, and we can change it into noun clause in this way. I should hate that I will do this work, that I will do such a thing. Third example of adjective noun phrase, he denies stealing the money. He denies, D-E-N-I-E-S, he denies stealing the money. Stealing the money is noun phrase, and we can change it into noun clause in this way. He denies that he has stolen the money. He denies that he has stolen the money. That he has stolen the money, this part has been put after the verb denies. It is functioning as the object to the verb denies, so it has become noun clause. Third and finally, I will give you three examples of adverb phrase and their expansion into adverb clause. Nothing can live on the moon. Nothing can live on the moon. On the moon is adverb phrase. We can change it. Nothing can live if it is on the moon. If it is on the moon, this is adverb clause. Adverb clause of condition. Adverb clause of condition. There are 9 types of adverb clauses, and you have to remember them. Time, place, purpose, cause, condition, result, comparison, supposition, manner. These 9 types of adverb clauses. When I make a separate video on adverb clause, I will discuss those things in detail. Today I am giving just an idea of adverb clause and how you can change, because you have to know all types of adverb clauses, all types of noun clauses and adjective clause also. Only then you can change a phrase into clause using proper structure. Another example of adverb phrase, I stood on the bridge at midnight. At midnight is adverb phrase. We can change it into adverb clause like in this way. I stood on the bridge when it was midnight. At midnight changes into when it was midnight, and now it has become adverb clause because it qualifies the verb stood. Stood. Stood is a verb. Last example today. Make yourself at home. At home. At home is a phrase. It is adverb phrase. Now, if we have to change it into adverb clause, how we can do it? Make yourself as if you are at home. Make yourself as if you are at home. This is adverb clause of manner. This is adverb clause of manner. And it is qualifying the verb make. So, guys, today in this short video, I have described the differences between phrases, clauses, sentences also, the differences of clause, three types of clauses, three types of phrases also, their particular characteristics, and most important is that how we can change a phrase into clause, and also a clause from a clause to a phrase. It needs a continuous practice. From any good book, you have to practice, and whenever you feel any kind of problem, you are welcome to contact me. As usual, I am always ready to spread my helping hands to the young learners. So, up to this point today, I assure that I will meet you very soon. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very happy time ahead.